account for a projected 70% of our climate change problem. And they are also among the greatest leverage points for reducing global emissions and achieving our carbon reduction goal. All four of these factors are human choices, and all four have alternatives. Switching long-standing systems is never easy, but the path forward for each factor is straightforward, although each is going to be a challenge for society. Coal. For hundreds of years, the primary function of coal has been to produce heat. Heat for shelter, for electricity, and for industry. The Industrial Revolution was made possible by coal because England had plenty of it. Coal required little technology, and it was easy to burn. Coal-fired steamships and trains then moved products across the globe. Centuries later, some countries around the world still depend on coal to either heat homes and food directly, or to do so indirectly through coal-powered electricity plants. All the coal on Earth was formed by the decomposition of ancient plants and animals buried hundreds of millions of years ago. Through this slow process, molecules of carbon and hydrocarbons are compressed and become coal far beneath the Earth's surface. As long as coal remains underground, the carbon is contained, or sequestered, and can safely be ignored. Extracting the coal through mining and then burning it releases the sequestered carbon and emits it into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. We're still burning coal, 14.8 gigatons of CO2 worth in 2021. This represents a quarter of total global carbon dioxide equivalent emissions, the largest single source worldwide. For the first time, there are plenty of cheap, reliable, low-polluting alternatives to coal. Now we need to put them into place. Combustion. Combustion happens whenever we apply heat to fossil fuels in order to release their energy. Heat is produced, but stored carbon is also released. Cars run on combustion, and so do gas-fired power plants and your backyard grill. Coal combusts as well, but it's such a big part of the problem that it's worth treating as a separate category. Throughout this almanac, you'll see examples of how people are reducing and replacing combustion with other smarter, more resilient sources of energy. Cows. Compared to a coal plant, a cow seems benign. But cows produce methane. Cows are near the top of the food chain, and cows live on a lot of land. While there is far more carbon dioxide than methane released globally each year, 70 times as much, methane has 84 times the potential for trapping and heating the air over a 20-year period. The beef and dairy cattle industry is a primary source of greenhouse gas emissions globally. Cows create methane through their digestive and waste elimination processes. Through the digestive process alone, each cow will belch 220 pounds, 100 kilos of methane every year. The planet is home to an estimated 1.4 billion cows. In developing countries, meat consumption is increasing. In just 25 years, the consumption of beef in Asia is expected to triple. In addition to the methane emissions from cows, the impact of cattle grazing affects climate change through the degradation of land and soil and the reduction of biodiversity. The United States alone has 95 million cows, and their grazing areas take up nearly half of the country's land. Reducing methane is a fast and powerful way to impact our climate. Concrete. Concrete is everywhere. It's been around for centuries and is tough, versatile, and inexpensive. It's used for airports, buildings, bridges, dams, and roads. Following water, concrete is the most highly consumed product on the planet. People are often surprised to discover that this one product contributes 8% of all global carbon dioxide emissions. In the last 40 years, we've tripled the per capita production of concrete, and as a result, it's making an impact. To create concrete, sand and gravel are added to cement, mixed with water, and poured into forms where it will dry and harden. No significant emissions are produced by this process. But first, cement must be made, and that is where the carbon emissions come in.